all of this area was actually a beautiful lush forest environment, swamp environment, and there was water and everything all through here. And
That's right.
up here where Italy and Greece and all this is, there's a harsh mountain terrain here called the Alps. Okay. Now, what happened is platelets from this area down here actually started freaking pushing, and this area freaking started changing. And Africa actually became bigger because freaking it was shoving this plate into the freaking southern part of Europe and creating those mountains.
But you see how it used to be hooked together? You can see how the boot of Italy kind of goes down right here into this space right here if you move it down some. Do you see how it locks together? Do you see here? Yeah, that's crazy. You can see that it's a puzzle.
Everything about the planet, if you look at it, okay, look at all of this and tell me that it couldn't fit together like a puzzle.
Especially like the,
and you can also see how catastrophes have shaped the landscape. For example, the Gulf of Mexico, the reason it's a horseshoe shape is because all that water that got melted from the comet impact had to run down. See how it scarred the landscape there, all that rocky bits, and then it goes down into that horseshoe shape. So if you just zoom out a little bit more, a little bit, so you can see all of North America.
Yeah.
Okay. See how like where the Great Lakes are in Canada. Up there, that's where there was 2 miles of ice back on top of that landscape, and that got vaporized or like melted by this comet impact, and it rushed down to the Gulf of Mexico, and it caused all that the Grand Canyon and all that stuff got made by this vast amount of water that had to run down into the Gulf of Mexico, and it ate it out like that horseshoe shape there.
Oh, you can see
And,
that goes back into Randall, what he was talking about with his theories. I know the last stream I seen, he was researching some of the stuff going on up by the Hudson Bay, and he also believes that these Great Lakes right here were actually the result of impact, but he doesn't really have any hardened proof of it yet. You know what I'm saying?
It's right in the middle of. He's got evidence. He's got a lot of evidence. It's right in the middle of the debris field.
According to what you know what I'm saying? Like he's like they do have a lot of evidence of catastrophes happening there, but he believes that the freaking all of these lakes were created because of an impact.
Well, yeah. I don't see why not. I think that's totally plausible. I think that's totally plausible.
Yeah. I mean, he's a really, really intelligent man.
And just the amount of evidence they've amassed, the Cosmic Tusk, have you ever gone to that website? He's got like 200, 300 different articles on this topic. And in a searchable format, so like you can go through there and like pick through it. It's really nice.
Now, when you're talking about the Sea People too, and the Phoenicians and Atlantis, the one thing you have to realize too, though, is Malta and Tripoli. Okay, now Malta is a major point when it comes to the Phoenicians. Now, a lot of people aren't aware of that, and Tripoli is also a very important area that you have to look at too. Tunisia, all of this was a part of the Phoenician, basically the Phoenician Empire. You know what I mean?
I can't wait to go there one day. I've been to Gibraltar before.
Yeah.
I've seen the Rock of Gibraltar.
Yeah. And now Malta is a very, very interesting story behind it. Like these people, the natives of Malta, just ended up there. They have no idea how they got there. They themselves have no idea how they got there.
Yeah.
They don't even have to this day, they don't have boats that are strong enough to make it even to Palermo. I mean, and all that. They have no idea how they got there.
Yeah, Malta is a bit of a mystery, eh? Well, I think a lot of those islands, like for example, Cyprus as well, the Minoan, Tyrus, you know, the Bronze Age civilization. They were all like refugee waves of Atlanteans that came and settled on these islands, and unfortunately, some of them got wiped out. But,
now, I believe this is the area that I was talking about, where archaeologists are coming out here in. It's on the south side of Spain, on the other side of Gibraltar. Now it's up here by Elva, Port Umbria. This whole area, they're starting to find remnants of old cities, ports that had literally collapsed into the water that was once here. And then up here on the shores, they're finding evidence that it had dried up, and that there was actually water in this area here too at one time. And there was actually ports going out there as well. It's what you're saying there. That is very interesting stuff. I've been actually checking that out too. I should probably not even be discussing this, considering it's about history.
That's what today.
Well, this is all history, man. To say something, you know,
but
just because
I
we
mean,
don't
I am interested in it. Don't get me wrong.
The fascinating thing about history is, like, most of it is undiscovered still, you know. So like we're still discovering these histories, and we're trying to push it further and further back, right? Because there's only so much recorded history. It's the unrecorded history that's difficult to get to, right?
Well, a lot of people have a hard time with like the concept of how much unrecorded history there is. Like everybody thinks that all the information is recorded from even 300 years ago, and that's not even true. Like there's crap loads of information that's just not there from 200-300 years ago, you know. So like in that aspect, I mean, there's a lot of lost history in modern history that's just gone.
Totally.
You know?
I just got someone at the door, so I'll be off for a bit.
All right.
I think we're getting ready to go too, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting to the end of it, but while we're here though, I can actually show you something though. You were talking about how far did they actually extend to?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Now,
my internet started, my browser started glitching, so I couldn't look anymore.
Troy, actually, the city of Troy is the best. Let me see here. The city of Troy is up in this area somewhere. This is the part where the mysterious sea people was supposed to have come down from Egypt. And Troy was from this region right here. And you had the Phoenicians in here. They stretched all the way down to here. And they went all the way across the northern continent of Africa to Morocco. Now, they had this area, and they believed that they were actually able to come up the coast right here and make it to the southern shores of London. Of course.
So if they could make it there, then possibly could make it over there to South America, where Mr. Robot was talking about as well, on
Right.
those wooden horses that you just showed me.
Now, since we have it open, this is what I was trying to tell you the other day. Now, they figured out whenever it came to discovering America again and traveling to America that instead of coming this way like they did the first few times,
Mm-hmm.
all they had to do was come down to Africa and then shoot across this area here up into Puerto Rico and Cuba.
Okay, can you go back? How did they used to do it? I had it zoomed in too much. Can you do it again? From where? Yeah, I had it
From
zoomed.
Portugal
Not you. Yours was
and
good.
from, say, England. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They would come down the shore, down
To
here
Spain.
to
Mm-hmm.
Africa, and then they would
No. The first time before they went to Africa, what was the way they were taking before? What was the route before that?
They were coming from Portugal straight across to right here, this area, and that's a long route. They found out they could get there faster if they came to Africa first, and they shot across right here up into Puerto Rico and Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
Yeah, because
because you have currents, all right, and these currents, they come down like this, and then they shoot up here. They create a tide here, and it goes.
you can see the tide.
Mm-hmm. And
You can see.
that's why I was saying that it would make sense that they could. There is a possibility that Egyptians did make it to South America because that's the easiest route from the African continent to the Americas.
Mm-hmm.
And that's even recorded in known history. You know what I mean? That's how ships would do their trade routes, is by that route right there. So I always thought that was pretty good. Let me see how much time we got here. Yeah, we're at an hour and a half now. So we can end this, and then tomorrow we can get back into this right here if you guys want to.
Yeah, that's cool. It's strange.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to bail. So thank you very much. I appreciate
I'm glad you
the
showed
insight.
up. I'm glad
Yeah,
you
thanks
showed
for
up.
coming in.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
All right, brother. Catch ya. See you, Kama.
See you later.
Robot.
Have a good night. Be safe.
But yeah, that was pretty good. We actually got to get in some extra stuff because all the stuff that I'd gone over was already finished by the time Robot got in here. So the rest of that was
cool.
the rest of that was extra. It was pretty good
Yeah.
too. So.